you going?
Hey, Cher, good to see you.
Oh, and good to see you too, Lauren. Here we are on a beautiful Friday afternoon for me. We thought we'd pop in and do another spontaneity little chat. And Lauren, what time is it over there for you?
So I'm over here in Seattle, Pacific Northwest time. It is 7 p.m. on a Thursday evening, and we had just amazing, beautiful weather today here in Seattle. It's just amazing, and the sun is starting to set, so that's where we're at.
How blessed we are to live in the countries we are, really. We'll just have a little chat. I'm Cher Slater Medium, and this is Lauren Applewood. We'll just wait for everybody to come in and to say hi. Let us know where you're from. I'm actually in the Blue Mountains, which is just slightly out of Sydney, Australia. And today it is a little bit overcast, but we need the rain here. It helps nourish our Mother Earth. And so, yes, just come in and say hello to us and let us know who's watching and where you're from, what city you're from. And because Lauren and I know we reach a lot of people around the world, and we'd love to hear from you. And we'll just talk about ourselves until you come in, which we like to introduce ourselves and let you know how we work and what our magic is. And Lauren, would you like to begin with let us know how you work and what your magic is?
Sure.
Hi, Jenna.
My magic is I'm an intuitive energy medicine practitioner. So what that means is my bliss is it's several-fold, but I'm a psychic medium, so I do intuitive readings, connecting loved ones from the other side to my clients, and then also providing guidance and anything that the client may ask for guidance on is something that I'm good at. And also for the energy medicine, I am certified in traditional Japanese Reiki, and I also combine that with ancient Chinese medicine and healing practices. So I combine the ancient Chinese with the Japanese, including the Reiki, into a thorough healing session for anyone anywhere in the world, as I do most of my healings via Zoom or online chat call. I also have a passion for introducing individuals to the power of our Earth Mother in her healing forms, including herbs and spices. And the way I do this is through essential oils. It's a concentrated form of a flower essence or of a spice. And I love to empower people with advice on which essential oils are best for them based on their needs. And again, I am a certified essential oil specialist through doTERRA. So you can find any of these services on my website, and please use the contact form to inquire or even book a session.
And that's at laurenapplewood.com. If you're looking for Lauren, go and look her up. That's laurenapplewood.com. So I just want to say hello to a couple of people that have just dropped in. Hey, Jenna. Hey, Michelle. Hi, Morph. Thanks very much for tuning in this afternoon. We are doing a bit of a spontaneity little drop in at lunchtime Australia, because I've just got a few things on this weekend. I'm heading down to our beautiful South Coast and doing a psychic fair down on our gorgeous South Coast in Ulladulla. So if you're down there, come and look me up. I'll just let you know how I work. I'm an international Gothic psychic medium Wiccan witch. I've been able to connect with spirit since I was born. My goal is to be able to give the intricate details about spirit's life and be able to give loved ones here on this plane truth, closure, healing, hope, bravery, and a passion for life. I specialise also as a forensic medium, and I've assisted clients whom have lost loved ones through suicide, missing persons, death by misadventure. And my goal is to give the loved one an intimate and evidential transformational experience with spirit and honouring spirit. And for me, this is my absolute bliss and my absolute path, and I'm very honoured and blessed to be able to do what I do. So that's just a little bit about me. I'm SherSlaterMedium.com. So if you want to book a session or a reading with me, they are very intimate. I will say again that Lauren and I are coming on today to discuss the magical drawbridge to self. But I just also wish to say that we won't be offering any readings in this forum because they are intimate questions that you often ask, and we won't be answering those. If you're asking any questions, please just, if we could keep it what we're talking about, we're happy to answer that. But if it's any questions about who I'm going to meet or when I'm going to meet somebody or whatever's going on in your world, please make that appointment with us, the booking with us, schedule a reading with me at SherSlaterMedium.com or LaurenApplewood.com. Otherwise, we'll hit it off. We are talking about the magical drawbridge to self and blessings from sacred energetic connections today. And I guess for me, I'd just like to sort of touch on what actually, why do castles have drawbridges? And I've done a bit of research whilst we've been preparing for this. Lauren and I often spend quite a bit of time just looking at things, but it's a very interesting read when you start to think about the drawbridge and the castle. The drawbridge was needed, this is going back into medieval times, the drawbridge was needed so that inhabitants of a medieval castle could easily get in and out of the castle. However, the main purpose of the drawbridge was that it provided a way to stop enemies attacking the castle and prevented siege as weapons being pushed towards the castle walls and gate. And I guess what Lauren and I are really talking about is the castle of ourself and about the drawbridge, who we're actually allowing in. So I'll let Lauren talk about that side of things as well. So
yeah, you started us off with that explanation. I mean, people may be wondering why we're talking about castles and drawbridges. Well, it's because Cher and I had a magical revelation that the castle is representative of ourself, and that the drawbridge is almost like an energetic gate that we let up and down or keep down to allow people, places, things, goods, even, whatever it is. This is how we shuffle things back and forth from our castle to the outside world. People will walk coming down the path wanting to come into our castle. So we have to find a way to understand whether this is the right reason to let down our drawbridge. I want you guys to think about this drawbridge as almost like an energetic cord, often between people, between situations. And sometimes this is a very healthy cord, and other times it's a dysfunctional cord. The drawbridge is, when it's down, it's almost like we've let our guard down. And that's very apropos to the whole castle metaphor, because as the castle and the fortress, they let their drawbridge down, they are letting their guards down. And you have to be very mindful of who's coming across. And so things that I want us to ask ourselves as time goes on today, and then when we're done today, is what kind of people and things are we letting come across our drawbridge and up into our castle? Ask yourself these questions. Are they kind? Are they loving? Is this going to be nourishing for my soul, for my castle? Is it healthy? These are all things you have to ask yourself, right?
Or are they going to be stomping along that drawbridge? And are they holding that drawbridge down with everything that they've got, whether it be the boulders or what is holding that drawbridge down when you're trying with all of your might to pull those heavy chains back up, with all of your might. And sometimes pulling up those heavy chains, you sometimes feel like they're slipping and you're going, okay, oops, who have I got on that drawbridge? who's still there that's, really not serving me and needs to be in a moat? So, it's that whole situation, and whether you have, Lauren's quite right, as to whether you have your drawbridge down at the moment Or is it at half mast, halfway up, or is it fully closed while you maintain your castle? And that's what we're talking about today, and the beauty of that. So it is all energetically. Who are you allowing that to walk along that drawbridge, to come into your sacred space, that beautiful medieval castle, and who do we not need to come into that space to uplift us and empower us, if we need to bring that drawbridge back up at some times, just to take the self-love of ourselves. Yes, and that does happen. So Lauren and I will be talking about that energetically, how that affects you as well.
Yeah, and you can look at this drawbridge as your sacred energetic connection to whoever is outside, to whatever is outside you. So you look at this drawbridge as sacred, and you look at it as it's energetic, it's energy, it's all energy. And when you get into that mindset of am I letting my bridge down for a sacred, fully, matured individual that's not carrying a lot of baggage, or do I see this person with like 8 loads of heavy baggage and laundry trying to trump across the bridge? We have to be mindful and be watchful, and we can use one of our watchtowers to go up and to kind of survey the land, survey who you see out there, what's going on out there.
All right, they bring the whole tribe. Are they bringing the whole tribe across, Lauren, or the whole army? Who's actually out there?
Oh yes, oh yeah. Individuals don't necessarily come just with themselves; they come with a whole team of people around them and behind them, and it's all the energy that they're bringing in. So
Exactly. I just want to say hello to Rajan too. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming in. And there's a few others that are watching us. So thank you very much. Please come in and comment. Lauren may lead us through a bit of a meditation right now, just so that we can imagine our own magical castle and what it means to us. So I'll hand it over to you, Lauren. We're all just going to get comfortable.
Thank you, Cher. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to lead us and our audience through just a quick meditation of what help us identify what our own personal castles look like inside and out. This meditation is a way to familiarize yourself with your own beautiful castle, because each of our castles look unique and different. And so basically this is a guided imagery meditation of just a fun little exercise. It shouldn't last any longer than 10 minutes, probably a little bit less. So this is an important part of our talk tonight, where we want us to go through this first so that we can all come back together, describe our castles and describe what we're going through, because we all want to share our experiences, and we want to hear from you as well. So I will go ahead and start this meditation now. And if you're ready for it, great. If not, just listen and follow along. I would like you all and who all is listening to stop what you're doing. If you're cooking dinner or making lunch or taking care of the kids, try to now set a little bit of time for yourself. So I invite you to find a comfortable chair, a comfortable position, possibly even laying down on the bed. Just sit or lay comfortably for the rest of this meditation. And so as we get into our positions of comfort, I want us to close our eyes, lower your gaze. If you can't close them completely, just lower your gaze. And we're just going to take a few deep breaths together. So that's in through the nose and out through the mouth. And we take 1, do, take as deep a breath as you can, filling that air into your belly first, and then lastly expanding your chest and out. And one last time, we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose. Fill it up as much as you can, and then release slowly out through the mouth. So now I would like you to imagine that you are walking along a shining golden path.
Connected to iPhone.
Sometimes Alexa likes to jump in on our meditations.
Oh, it could be spirit as well, let's be honest. Blessed be.
Yes. When Alexa talks out of turn, it's usually spirit. So
Spirit's working. Blessed be.
So now that we've gotten into a relaxed, calmer state of being, I want you to imagine that you're walking on a shining golden path. Now, this path may be surrounded by trees, by a garden, by flowers. There may be even butterflies or dragonflies that are flying in the air. The sun is shining, the sun is warm, and you can feel the warmth on the top of your head and in your heart. As you're walking down this golden path, you will begin to see a castle in the distance. This castle is the castle of yourself. It represents everything that you love and you cherish. This castle is you. As it comes into view, what does the outside of your castle look like? Is it large or small? Are there many stories to the castle? Maybe there's a lot of windows. Is it made of stone or brick? Do you see any intricate designs on this castle? Do you notice any spires or watchtowers? And how many watchtowers do you see? There may be a moat, a river around your castle. This was often used for additional protection. What color is your moat? Is it muddy, dirty, or clear water? Take a look and see if you can notice whether your drawbridge to your castle is up or down. And sometimes the drawbridge might be permanently fixed down, or it could be permanently fixed up. What do you notice? What is your drawbridge made of? And what does it look like? Is it clean? Does it need a sweeping? Is it shining? Is it inviting? Do you notice any people or guards standing around your castle? And also take a look at the grounds that your castle sits on. What does the outside surrounding look like? Do you have lots of gardens and flowers? Maybe dirt or grass. Maybe you notice a courtyard, lawns, games, even outside games. Take a moment to take this scene in. Now, I want you to approach your castle. I want you to walk across that drawbridge and go inside. And as you enter the foyer of your castle, what does the inside look like? What do you notice in front of you inside? Ask yourself what it feels like to be inside this castle of self. Do you notice any decorations that you've put up? How about the lighting? Are there a lot of lights? Possibly candles? Maybe even low light? Inside, do you see intricate, ornate patterns? Can you feel the wood of the staircase? Can you touch the inside of one of the walls? What does that wall feel like? Is it cold? Is it stone? Is it warm to the touch? I would invite you to take a look around inside your castle. Walk up and down the halls that you see. Visit any of the rooms that you may encounter along your walk. And what do you notice in these rooms? Are they inhabited by people? Are they empty? Are they waiting for someone to come? What is it that you notice? Just notice and use your imagination. Keep taking those deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. Soaking it all in. And when you're ready, I'd like you to walk out the front door of your castle. Go back out across the drawbridge to the golden path and start walking away from your castle. Let's take a few deep breaths together as we come back into reality. That's in through your nose and out through your mouth, releasing and letting go. One more time, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Thankful and blessed for this opportunity to see ourselves from a different perspective. And our last breath in, we're wriggling our toes and our hands and our feet, and we're back in reality. So welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. And
that was beautiful, Lauren. Thank you so much. And I know that's the magic of you. So thank you for sharing that with everybody that's watching us today. I think that's truly the true essence of what you do. And, you know, we're incredibly blessed to have that opportunity with you to be able, so you can share that magic with the people that, our viewers that are watching us and maybe watching us later, because that's just a very special thing to do. And thank you. You know,
you're
we're
welcome.
Blessed. We're incredibly blessed, as you know, to have you. That's your magic. That's your magic.
You know, and I want to ask the people who did this with us to even maybe type a little bit about what your castle looked like in our comments section. Everyone's is going to look different and have different things that stood out as poignant, as important. Like, oh, I didn't realize my drawbridge is permanently down and I have no way of pulling it back up. I mean, these are all things that you can survey and look when you get into that altered state of consciousness that I put you in. And now that we're back to reality again, we would just love to have you guys share your experiences with that, or what you think your own personal castle looks like, because that's the fun part, right?
Yeah, we were talking about this before we went on air. Lauren and I actually just spoke to each other briefly before we came back on the live and said, "Oh, what's your castle look like?" And what Lauren was saying, "What's yours look like?"
Yeah.
So we're happy to share what our castles look like. And Lauren, said it so beautifully before we came on air. So we're happy to share what ours look like. For me, do you want me to go first, Lauren? Or?
Oh yeah, share. What did you know?
Well, being the gorgeous witch, Gothic witch I am, of course, I said to Lauren, mine's of course Gothic, but it had a lot of chandeliers and a great big fire, but I guess that's the fire of me. And without letting too much out, and also it's surrounded with love, of course, because that's my unconditional love. My drawbridge is down because I guess as a medium, it's down open-heartedly to allow spirit and to allow the gorgeous people that I meet in my realm. It does come up the drawbridge does come up at times when I need to take care of myself, and as I say to Lauren, go bush. When I have those times where I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, or are you needing to connect to nature, then that drawbridge definitely comes up. And so that's the times that we pull those heavy chains up, or if I'm feeling any negative energies around, I certainly do pull those heavy chains up, and sometimes they do. We do lose grip of the chains at times, depending who we have around that castle of ours and who's on that drawbridge. And sometimes it is very difficult to pull those chains up, and sometimes you need a friend or you need a loved one to help you pull those chains up, because it can't be done on your own. Sometimes it takes an extra person to reach out to that understands what you're going through. And I know Lauren and I, we're so incredibly blessed that Spirit brought us together, and we're so incredibly blessed to do what we do with Spirit, and we're very humbled by that. But I know that Lauren and I have spoken on many a chat, and we've both been able to help pull those chains up together sometimes to allow us to have that space where we feel safe, and allow us to have that reflection time and that self-love time where we do things for ourselves. So that's just a little bit of mine. And of course, I've got a moat. I definitely have a moat, Lauren.
What does your moat look like?
Oh goodness, we're going in for the intimate stuff now. My moat's clear, but I do have crocodiles in it. So
yeah,
I am an Aussie, and I love the territory. So the Northern Territory here in Queensland is just the Northern Territory is simply stunning, and I spent a bit of time up in Arnhem Land there, and I absolutely love it. Love Queensland too, but yeah, got crocs in it, and it's clear water, so guess
wow.
the protection's there for me as well. That's how I work. What about you, Lauren? What's your gorgeous? Because I know we were talking about your beautiful castle.
The castle of myself looks like the Disneyland castle. So it's very magical, wonderful, bright colors, and tall towers and spires everywhere, so that there's many places that I can go and get a great vantage point, survey the land, through this castle. But to me, it's a magical place, and it's filled with so much joy and beauty and fun, and those that come to the castle will only experience love and healing and joy and fun. because that's how I've made my castle. And I want mine to be inviting. And the another way to look at that drawbridge, which mine is like someone has to hand crank the bridge to come up, but it actually requires two people on either side to crank it and crank it and crank it. And so what Cher mentioned about, when her and I or our best friends get together, sometimes you do need that additional person to tell you, hey, I think it's time to pull your bridge up and take a little break for a while. And here, let me help you. I'll get right.
Let me help you. We'll pull that chain. We're going to pull those heavy chains up, Lauren. Doesn't matter how hard. We're just going to hold those up for you, honey. That's what we do. Yeah,
thank you. So, of course, there's lots of games and fun things to do at my castle, even rides.
Of course there is. That's the essence of Lauren. Lauren is lots of fun, and she is a beautiful healer and energetic worker and a beautiful psychic medium. And I guess we work from that beautiful, unconditional heart space of love. And I think both of our castles work with that way, where we have love, joy, happiness, and just pure bliss, really. And it is fun. Spirit is fun. So both of our castles are very similar in that, and that's who we are. So yes,
you mentioned a good point about how psychic mediums almost always have that drawbridge down.
Yes.
We're putting it down all the time, every day, in order to communicate best with spirit. If our drawbridge was closed, we may have a harder time connecting and all this. And this is true, because as you lower your bridge, you become more open.
That's right.
The castle is now open for business, and you have to be careful when working with spirit even too. And so these are the reasons why we have to pull our bridge back up at times. I know a lot of us that are listening also have drawbridges that are down quite a bit, because either we're people pleasers, we want to help everyone, and we may ignore the energetic frequency of that individual. They often don't match what our energetic frequency is, and yet we continue to let a person in over and over and over again. And that can even start to affect the interior design of your castle, right?
Correct. And too, can you actually love the lows of that drawbridge and an emotion? When you think about it as an emotion, can you actually love the lows of that drawbridge and an emotion as well as love its states of happiness? So when it's down and it might be a bit dirty and need a bit of a clean out, can you actually love that part of that drawbridge being down and a bit dirty and needing a bit of a clean and a bit of a sweep out, a bit of a cleanse, and then also loving it when it is cleansed and you're full of happiness and you're full of joy? What would you rather experience too with that? And who we allow in and on that drawbridge is the true essence of it, really, as to how that drawbridge is actually maintained.
It takes awareness.
Beautiful cat. This is Zemi, everybody. This is Zemi. She's this is a very special appearance. She just came in to say hello, so we're just saying hello to Zemi. She's come in at the most beautiful time with the drawbridges. Bless her. So this is Zemi. She's a very spiritual cat. So she's just come in to say hello. Hello to everybody.
Hi. Okay. Thanks for saying hi.
Thanks for saying hi. When spirit works, the animals do love it.
You're welcome anytime. Come to our live.
She loves she does love it. Bless her. So sorry about that. Well, no, that was perfect timing. This is perfect timing. Our animals are also very much in our heart space, and and truly are of unconditional love. And she knows this very much. So she's my animals are like my family. They're like my children to me. So yes. So, and that's very much in my own castle and the true love of who I am. And so we're very blessed.
You have lots of cats in your castle, don't you?
Yes, lots of cats.
Mm-hmm. There were a few wandering the halls of mine as well.
Yes.
But I tend to put my little kitties away when I have to go up on a live. Because, boy, they don't ever want to leave me alone. And they're, like, right here in my face.
Well, they are.
Relate to that, Cher.
They are our children.
What are you trying to do? Distract me?
No, not at all. That's spirit working. I actually had the door closed and she's pushed that open. So all spirits open the door. So that's what I feel, because my door to my psychic room was actually closed. So there's spirit working for us, talking about this beautiful subject and how important it is in the unconditional love of ourselves. You know, and talking about self-love and taking care of us. And yes, so that was quite apt, I feel. I think that spirit is really in on that with the unconditional love there.
Yes. So through that meditation, if you guys saw that your drawbridge had debris on it, let's say there were leaves, some dirt. I know I saw it when I did my meditation.
Yeah.
And I realized, well, there needs to be a little bit of some cleaning done. And we have talked in a previous video about cleansing, right?
Yes.
So we can apply those principles that we taught in that episode to this, which is using that visualization meditation to understand where your castle currently is at. And so there might be some dilapidated rooms, some renovations that are needing to happen. And I know that's the case for myself. I think I have like 1 or 2 rooms that
need a bit of a reno done.
Cleaning.
Yeah. We all have those rooms that need a bit of a spring cleaning done too.
But those are the rooms of ourself, okay?
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important to do this guided imagery meditation, because what you're seeing for a reason. And don't second guess yourself. If the first image that comes to your mind is a rundown castle, take that seriously. You know, don't necessarily try to change it into something that it's not right now at this moment, because the imagery in the meditation is so key to help us decide how we're going to move forward with our lives. And frankly, I feel like that brings me to the new moon and what we're supposed to be, what this new moon is all about.
I was waiting for you to ask, Lauren. You know how much I love talking about the goddess. Yes, right. So we are in the new moon, usually a week before and the week after. And if anybody's feeling it like we're feeling it, we're certainly feeling it. So the new moon is actually here in Australia on Monday. I think for you it must be Sunday evening.
Yes.
Then the new moon's in Aries, and it's actually fortune's favours the brave. Of all things we're talking about today, and self-love of our beautiful castle and being brave enough to look at your castle and see where you're going. And it's interesting because the new moon is about using courage and good judgment. New moon is about
why courage, though. Did you say that it was in Aries?
Aries.
Yeah.
Aries, that's why courage. Yes, courage and good judgment. And the new moon's about overcoming personal limitations, breaking through those barriers to progress and succeed. The new moon is also creating abundance of positive energy. The new moon's it's about fresh attitudes and interactions. Start your engines. Because the new moon's going to put fire under our goals and inspiring us to go after what we want. Manifest it now, because Here we go. right? We've been talking about manifesting before. If you want to look at any of our past series, just log on to our YouTubes and things. Also, leadership, courage, and charging forward with gusto, setting personal intentions. The lunation is part of a cluster of planets in the sign of Aries, the Sun, Moon, and is joined by Venus. Communication, Mercury, blending our mental thoughts and romantic values. This ensures we're setting our goals that not only make sense logically, but resonates deep within our hearts. And that's all about the new moon. So get out those manifestations, and when we were talking about the drawbridges and things like that, I was just thinking, as well as the meditation, sit with yourself and manifest those things. Lauren and I have done a few series on the manifesting. I've certainly done it on my website. So manifesting is a big thing of what you actually want for yourself, and write it down. As you know, when you're manifesting, you can write it down in a journal, write it on a piece of paper, pop it in the new moon. It doesn't have to be in the new moon. It can be done any time or day. Put your crystals on it, whatever witchy thing you want to do, and just set it in the moonlight and set that intention and look at it every day and be grateful for it, and surround it in unconditional love. And I must say, am I going to say the thing about unconditional love, Lauren? Because we know we both work in the unconditional love. And I say this every time I get on air, but I feel like it needs to be said again, because we have opened up our magical castles, and a lot of the viewers are watching us and have opened up that space now. So within that space, I'd like you to all also say that I am worthy of unconditional love. I send unconditional love. I surround myself with unconditional love, for I am unconditional love. And in that beautiful space, if you can say that every day as part of your manifestation and be grateful for that, then truly that's what you will receive down that drawbridge, and what you send out of that magical castle of you out into the universe. So it is a powerful, powerful thing.
Yes,
Blessed be.
you.
Blessed be.
Yeah, and I think the key to this particular new moon, or what's a little bit different here, is that this new moon is about breaking through the barriers to your progress and success. So that means to sit and think about, what is stopping me from getting to where I want to be? What are the barriers that I have put up in my life that are preventing progress and success in my life? And that's, of course, going to look different for everyone, but this new moon is about setting those intentions for growth and personal growth, and to break through those barriers. And you can always, you don't have to necessarily always have these answers yourself. You can sit and ask your spirit guides, ask your loved ones in spirit, what is stopping me? And be quiet and listen to the guidance that you receive. And because love, sorry, darling. Love, I feel that love clears everything on your drawbridge. I really feel that love clears everything, because when you stand in your truth, by choosing your most authentic and loving self, you just leave a trail of magic everywhere. And Lauren and I do that open-heartedly with our unconditional hearts. And I truly can tell from my unconditional heart that that's how we, and it mirrors back. So whatever, it's the same thing as I've said many times before, everything we say, speak, do, think, type, write, goes out to the universe and comes back to us threefold. So if you're sending that love out, it's going to be mirrored out and come back to you. You send it out to the world, the universe, it's definitely going to come back to you in an unconditional way. That's very true. And there's other techniques such as like energetic clearing or energy clearing work that you can do on yourself to cleanse that bridge, to cleanse that opening within you, keep it healthy. A lot of my favorites are like guided visual meditations for bringing in and experiencing, the cosmic white light, Earth's golden energies, And the more you can visualize these two opposites coming together into yourself and intermingling the earth vibrations and heavenly vibrations, and we get this in a balanced state of being, and we do this through visualization and just visualizing that light encompassing us and transmuting any energies or old stuck energies that are on that drawbridge or even inside the castle.
That's it. As above, I'll just finish it off then now, Lauren. And it's truly like that. It's truly like that. Lauren does have the magic of that she works so energetically. We both work very energetically, but Lauren is a gorgeous healer as well. If you want to check her out, it's laurenapplewood.com and I'm sherslater.com. So as above, so below. As within, so without. As the universe, so the soul. So blessed be.
Thank you, Cher. Beautiful.
Welcome. All right, everybody, we hope you have a fabulous evening in America, if you're in America or wherever you are in the world. Thank you so very much for joining us tonight. Thanks again, Lauren, for tonight. If you're here in Australia, enjoy the rest of your Friday afternoon. I'll be at a fair down on the beautiful Ulladulla South Coast. So if you want to come in and have a reading with me, pop in. Otherwise, you can also make the bookings through sherslatermedium.com. That's my website. Gorgeous Lauren's is laurenapplewood.com. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love you to make a booking with us and book a session with us. Our sessions are incredibly transformational. They're done from an unconditional heart space, and we're sending love to everybody that's tuned in tonight, universally around the world, and we're incredibly blessed and humbled to be able to do these lives every week, as they are pure bliss for us to be able to share a bit of our lives with everybody around the world. So from all of our love and space, such a blessing. From our love to everybody around the world, thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're watching this later, we truly send all of our unconditional love to everybody. Blessed be. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, darling.